So good morning, everybody. I am Paula Scott of the Bluffton Area Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to our May member meeting. Trying to entice people to join us on Zoom, I offered to make early bird announcements, and I believe jcox, you are the lucky recipient of that opportunity. How are you doing this morning?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us what is new at Mennonite Home Communities.
Sure. Well, I just have a couple things. One is that we're having an independent living promotion that started in the beginning of May, and it's going to go through the end of July. And we're calling it the Declare Your Independence special, because we're trying to entice folks that are active adults to move to Maple Crest into our independent living apartments. The pandemic has resulted in some open apartments in our independent living in Maple Crest. And it's just a great opportunity for folks that are active, especially in retirement, although we have some folks that still work. It's great to have those amenities there, like the pool and the fitness center. A couple meals a day are included. We've got a fishing pond out there and daily activities. And it's nice because you don't have to worry about daily chores like mowing the lawn or doing landscaping or paying all those different utility bills and things like that. And you can just kind of focus on life and the activities that you enjoy and family and maybe traveling and things like that. So it's a great promotion. It's $5,000 cash back. There's a few different choices on how you get that cash back. And we haven't run a promotion like this for independent living since 2014, it looked like, because traditionally those apartments stay very full. So please, if you know anybody that might enjoy that, have them get a hold of me and I'd be happy to give them a tour. And then my other announcement this morning is that the Fall Festival date is quickly approaching. It's the fourth Saturday of September. So this year, I believe that falls on September 25th. Last year, we had to cancel that event. This year, we're cautiously optimistic we'll be able to move forward with at least some resemblance of that event. And so I sent out the first email yesterday to start planning that as some of the folks that normally participate, but I just wanted to extend an invitation to chamber members that if your business or organization would be interested in participating in that, please let me know so I can get you involved. That's all I have. Thank you, Paula.
Great. Thank you, Jason. And now, if you're not already muted, I'm going to go ahead and ask everyone to mute their microphones. We are recording this for YouTube, and you can just make the tiniest noise, and the Zoom will pop you on the screen. So let's see if we can avoid doing that. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce our program provider, Keuneke from Bluffton Hospital, who's going to give us an update. I imagine this is one of the most unusual years, most roller coaster years for the hospital. And so I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what's new from Bluffton Hospital. Good morning, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for allowing me to come here and talk today. Just to give you a background of me and my role here at the hospital. I've worked with Blanchard Valley for going on 17 or 18 years, but I've been in Bluffton at the Bluffton Hospital for the last 12 years. I'm a nurse by background, so I got experience in pediatrics and critical care. And 12 years ago, somebody had called and said that they needed help down at the Bluffton Hospital and asked if I would be willing to float down there and work a shift. And I came and worked and completely fell in love with the hospital and the community and have been here ever since. So I worked in the emergency room for quite a while, and then became manager of the emergency department, and then have just kind of moved up a little bit. So now I'm the director of operations. So just kind of have my hands in a lot of different operations here at the hospital. So again, thanks for allowing me to come here and talk today. Wanted to be able to update you on some of the biggest changes that are going on at the hospital right now. Last week, we made the announcement publicly that we have made the really difficult decision to close our labor and delivery department here at the hospital. And so I'm sure most of you have all heard that news right now, but wanted to be able to have the opportunity to kind of explain the why behind that. I think that helps with that, because the labor and delivery department has always just been a staple for this hospital, and something that you know has always been, we've been really well known for our labor and delivery care. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right, hopefully everybody can see that. So just to brief everybody on the background, give you a background of the decision to temporarily close the labor and delivery department back in December of this year. That was part of the COVID response. At that time, we had, this is when we were at our peak admissions for COVID over at the Finley campus. We had more patients than we had ever dealt with in my history of being here at the hospital. We were putting patients in places in the hospital that we typically didn't put patients. Had to be very creative in being able to respond quickly to the rise in patients that we were seeing. We also had a significant staffing shortage as well. And so we needed the bed capacity, the space capacity, and the staffing help as well. So the decision at that time was to temporarily consolidate the two labor and delivery departments that we had over to the Finley campus because of the special care nursery that they had and all the resources that they had. That was the best decision at that time. So now that we are back into more normal operations and the amount of COVID inpatients has declined, we've spent the last couple of months really trying to solve the problem, the question of, can we bring back the labor and delivery department when and if we can reopen. So we had teams of people looking at several different things to consider. So this is just a high level view of some of the biggest considerations that helped guide this decision. One is just the market in general for labor and delivery. There has just been a trend in Bluffton specifically, where we've seen a big decline in the number of deliveries that we have. We are at an all-time low for number of deliveries. So last year we had just a little over 170 births at the Bluffton Hospital, which is significantly low. But outside of just Bluffton, nationally, we're seeing a decline in deliveries in general. They just released a new study last week that said the United States is at a 42-year low in the number of deliveries. So that's just been a challenge that we have to work through in general. And then another thing to consider is that moms are waiting a lot longer to become pregnant. So they are having smaller family sizes, and then that's also contributing to the lower number of deliveries. But also, as moms are increased in age when they're getting ready to deliver, it puts them at a higher risk. And being in a small level 1 nursing facility, we can only take care of certain types of patients, and anything high risk would be would need to happen in a higher level of care. So those are the things that we have been challenged with over the last couple of years. The other biggest consideration, and this is the one that we really spent the most time digging deeply into is the risk and patient safety. That is what always guides our decisions. We want to make sure that everybody that comes into our organization, our facilities, is being given the highest level of care possible. And safety is always at the forefront of our decisions. So with having a lower number of births, it just becomes very complex in being able to keep staff proficient when you're not doing those deliveries and high risk deliveries on a regular basis. So not to say that we have not been able to provide safe care, we always have been able to provide safe care, but it becomes more and more challenging as your number of deliveries go down. So that is what really has guided those decisions. And the other thing is, which is unique in these small critical access, smaller rural hospitals, is that you don't have the availability of all the resources at your fingertips like you would in a big, larger facility. So your anesthesia providers, your pediatric hospitalists to take care of those patients, typically in the smaller hospitals, you're not a big enough hospital where you have those resources staffed 24/7 in-house. They're typically on call, and that becomes more challenging as well to be able to have somebody there when you do have those high intense critical situations. So this is just will give you a picture of the overall decline, what I was talking about with the number of deliveries over the last 10 years or so, really just trending downward. And then over on the right, it'll show you the age of the moms when they become pregnant or deliver. So we're starting to see moms waiting until they're a lot older to deliver. This next slide will just show you the deliveries overall between the two labor and delivery departments that we had, one at the Finley campus and then in Bluffton. The blue down at the bottom will show you the number of deliveries per year. So this is a screenshot of the last 10 years. And we've just trended down in both hospitals. So we definitely have the capacity to consolidate those to one location of the Finley campus without being stretched too much. This next slide will show you that out of the critical access hospitals in Ohio, there's 33 total. Only 9 of them are still doing deliveries. Most of them have closed their labor and delivery departments over the last several years just due to the same reasons that we've been challenged with. But out of the 9 that are still delivering, Bluffton Hospital is the bottom third for number of deliveries. So one of the things that was always really unique at Bluffton was the type of care that we were able to provide. Just a really individualized one-on-one care that was really just kind of centered around the patients and the mom's wishes for delivery. We were able to really provide that unique care. And it's almost a birthing center concept. And I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the birthing center, but it's more of a, almost has a home type of environment to it. It's not your typical hospital setting delivery where you're hooked up to monitors and IVs and everything else like that, epidural. So there are a lot of moms in this area who really want that type of experience, and we know that that's important to our patients here. So we are going to provide that type of delivery over at the Philly campus so that we're able to still meet the needs of the patients in this area that wish to have that type of labor and delivery experience. So we're kind of taking some of the best things that we were able to really provide in Bluffton and take that over to the Finley campus for our patients. We know we will never ever be able to recreate what the Bluffton Labor and Delivery Department did, but we definitely learned a lot from what we were able to do here, and we're trying to mimic some of that over at the Finley campus for our patients. One thing that's really important for everybody to understand is that our providers, our OB providers, are still going to have a a very strong presence in the community. Their office will still remain in Bluffton where they are. And they will still see all their patients throughout their pregnancy. The only thing that will change will be the delivery over at the Finley campus. So they're still going to be present. They're still going to have the office, and they'll be able to see them in Bluffton throughout their pregnancy. All their prenatal education, prenatal testing can all be done at the hospital as well. And so as we have made this decision, now we're looking at the other opportunities at the hospital to grow, and what we're going to put in place of the labor and delivery department. So we've got some of our services that have just grown exponentially over the last couple of years. It's really those outpatient services that are really convenient for the patients in this community, that they can come to such a, Bluffton's just so unique, being able to live in such a small community and get some really fabulous care that's really close to home. So it's just, we're working on expanding and growing more of those outpatient services. Our specialty surgeries, infusion therapy, you can come in and get blood transfusions and different specialized medications, and you can be sent back home on your way very quickly. So those are the things that we're working on expanding. This is just one of our promotions for our specialty clinics. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of all the different specialties that we are able to provide here. We bring the specialists to the hospital here so that they're able to see these specialists in the hospital as a clinic visit. And we also do the procedures and the surgeries right here at the hospital. So we have cardiology, ear, nose, and throat, general surgery. We're very, very busy in our GI, our endoscopy and colonoscopy services. We have grown our orthopedic program significantly. Pain management has always been a very prominent service for us. With urology, wound care, plastic surgery as well, and pediatry is one of the more recent additions, which is also a very busy practice for us as well. And then we're just getting ready to roll out a campaign for our emergency room patients. We are promising our patients that we will be able to get them seen. That one of one of the things that we always do really well at the emergency room here in Bluffton is that quick service. You get really good, reliable care, but it's very quick. So we have patients that are able to come from Lima and all the way the other side of Finley and drive, even though it might be a little bit farther, they're still able to be seen and cared for and in much quicker time than you would in a typical emergency room. So we're just trying to promote that. So one of our promises is that you will be seen by a physician. We only staff with emergency room physicians. And we're promising to see the patients within 20 minutes. And if we don't meet that expectation, then we're buying lunch for our patients. So we will provide the patients with a gift certificate to the Dough Hook, Luke's, or Twisted Whisk. So one way to be able to kind of get back to collaborate with some of our community businesses as well. And then one other exciting announcement that I am so excited to be able to talk about today is we are joining with Beth Bish, who has been such a strong provider in the Bluffton community for pediatric care. We are joining with her, and she is now part of the Blanchard Valley Medical practices. And so her practice is in collaboration with the Kaufman Health Center, the pediatric providers over there, but her practice will still remain in Bluffton. So same location, same great face, same great care, just a different name. The name of the practice is the Pediatric Associates of Northwest Ohio. And so Beth is here on the call, and just wanted to give her the opportunity just to say a couple words. And Beth, could you just share maybe your decision on joining the team here at Blanchard Valley?
Well, quite honestly, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And so the administrative team had decided that they felt that Bluffton Pediatrics was offering quality care to our community. And we actually are now having people come from Findlay to come to Bluffton Pediatrics. And so that got noticed, and they pursued us and asked if we would join with them. And after a long discussion and back and forths, I said yes. And so we are happy to be a part of the Blanchard Valley medical practices. It's been interesting 2 weeks as we transition to a new electronic medical record, new telephone lines, but it's been really good, and everybody at Blanchard Valley has been incredibly supportive. So our patients are very excited about it, and everybody feels like it's a good fit and it's a good transition. So we're happy to be a part of Blanchard Valley medical practices.
Thank you. Yes, we're very excited about it.
Yeah.
All right, and that is all I have. So I will just open it up for any questions that anybody has.
Yeah, go ahead and end that screen share. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Beth, quickly say hello again, so I think we can see you this time.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I think a lot of people know who I am. So Bluffton Pediatrics was started in January of 2015. And we actually started out near 103 and County Line Road, which 103 is now a mess. And as it's getting beautified. So that's where we got our start at. And then in 2019, we moved to Mr. Neff's building and turned it into our home for Bluffton Pediatrics right across from Bluffton Elementary School. So it's been a practice that's really been well received in the community. And so we're happy to have the additional support of being part of a larger organization. Anybody have any questions? No.
Yeah, I do. How helpful has it been to be right beside the school? I thought that's an interesting location, and I've wondered whether there's things that make that special. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of benefits to being across from the school, especially if kids are sick at 8 a.m. or at 3:15. It's been really very helpful. And also kids are able to get back to school faster. So after they have their appointments, I think it's been a good location. I got to say, from a very self-centered point of view, it's a very inspirational to me as a pediatric nurse practitioner to look out my door, out my window every day and see who I serve. And it reminds me why I do what I do every day. It's also a lot of fun when I go to open the door to get the mail and people go, "Hi, Beth, how you doing?" And it makes me really happy. So that's purely from an emotional, not a financial point of view, but it really cements why I do what I do. Anybody else?
Nikki, are there plans for the space that the OB/GYN, I guess, department in the hospital was located?
Yeah, so the office across the street will remain, and they'll have their practice there. But for the labor and delivery department on the second floor of the hospital, we haven't made the official decision yet on what we will put in there. We want to. We've been so focused on making the decision and then getting the communication out there. So now we're just focusing on what will be the best fit there. It's a beautiful facility, beautiful unit, great rooms, very spacious, and it's got an OR there. So something that, and we're definitely going to utilize that for something, and most likely it will be something that we're already expanding on and at capacity. So like I said, our GI services, endoscopy and colonoscopy, we have grown that practice significantly to where we're looking for more additional space to be able to provide those services. So I'm expecting anticipating it's probably going to be something along those lines.
Any other questions? All right. Well, if not, if you think of something else, let us know as we've got another half hour. I'm going to go ahead and give you the chamber update now. It feels like there's just so much to look forward to in the coming months, spring and summer activities. We are planning for Discovery Days again this summer. The first one will be June 26th, and we will have a meeting next week. It has been planned by Zoom. People that were asking me this morning, you know, what will we meet in person? Like, okay, I'll have to get back to you on that. To a certain extent, some people find it very convenient to Zoom. So I don't know if merchant meetings will continue to be on Zoom, because I know a lot of our merchants have to rush back to their shops. But Thursday, May 20th at 7:30 a.m., we are going to talk about our June Discovery Day. And so really looking forward to that. It brings people to Bluffton on a farmer's market day, on a cars and coffee day. We'll have ticketed prize drawings. We're inviting people to do pop-up shops. So if you're interested in joining us for that, just give me an RSVP at blufftonchamber@gmail.com. I'm also excited to announce that we are doing fireworks after National Night Out on August 3rd. And so I have a form that you can fill out to make your pledge as a sponsor. We got our first sponsorship yesterday from Bluffton Hospital. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to get the ball rolling on that. Missed fireworks last year, big time. So that will be in your agenda, as well as a separate email that I'll be sending out shortly. Today, I'm going to make announcements about all of these things on WKXA. I'll be going to the Dough Hook to talk to Carla on WKXA. So tune in this morning. I think they're going to be in Rawson this afternoon, but they'll be promoting a lot of great Bluffton businesses today. Our farmers market is off to a really fantastic start. Our first couple of weeks were packed with vendors and packed with customers. We have several new vendors, a couple of local farms with produce. We have baked goods. We have just beautiful plants. I'm really hoping that the weather will stay as lovely as it is today, and that our frost-free date will really be a frost-free date of this weekend. So if you haven't been to the farmers market yet this season, I encourage you to do that. 8:30 a.m. till noon next to Citizens National Bank. I now have office hours. 1 to 4, Monday through Friday. I think it's kind of ironic that I'm making this announcement in order to say that on Monday and Tuesday, I will be out of the office on Monday and Tuesday. But in general, you will find me here unless a meeting or say a delivery takes me out of the office. Last week, I would have said we have to go find someplace else to meet, but I'm vaccinated and we can actually meet in my office. Yay. All right. I think that's about it. Oh, I wanted to mention for the fireworks sponsorships, we have multiple levels of sponsorship from Platinum to Ruby. I will create graphics for your business, and there are different levels of benefits. There will be Facebook boosts associated with that. There will be posters. So please do take a look at that and let me know as soon as possible if you can be a fireworks sponsor. All right. So let's go ahead and switch to member announcements. And I kind of feel like I should treat this like a BNI and make everyone say something. I want to say one, I'm going to represent the Bluffton Lions. I am working with the Ride to Remember, helping out with the website, working with Allison King at Bluffton University on doing promotion for the Ride to Remember. They do need, as usual, they're asking for promotional items from local businesses. They give out a cinch sack to all of the riders. And so they're asking for donations of small promotional items that can go in the cinch sack, 200 items from each business. And Jenny Pilarowski is collecting those. So that's in your agenda. And I will also send it out in Monday's email. You can call or email Jenny and talk to her about providing items for the rider cinch sacks. And that is a July 10th event. All right. Do I have any other announcements this morning?
I'll go ahead if that's okay.
Yeah, Tom, thank you.
Yeah, just announcing that we've been working on the coffee shop, the Well-Grounded Cafe over here in Ottawa for quite a while, about a year and a half. And we announced, well, at least put it out there on Facebook, probably about 3 weeks ago, that we're going to have our grand opening on June 1st, which fortunately coincides with the governor's reversal on the mandate, which is nice. So maybe we're going to have our grand opening on June 2nd instead. So, but yeah, we're very excited. We're going to be offering some signature coffees and all the drinks that go with that, lattes, frappuccinos, and a lot of non-caffeinated drinks, as well as some signature lemonades and hot chocolate, and a number of different things. So, and as far as the food goes, we'll be offering pastries and donuts and different things of that nature. But yeah, so we're finally there.
So Tom, tell me exactly where your location is.
It's at the main crossroads of Putnam County, which is State Route 65 and Main Street, which is US 224. So it's like the main intersection in the whole county, in Putnam County.
And if you check out the agenda that I sent out yesterday, Tom did a little video tour. I think if you see the inside of the coffee shop, you will want to visit it because it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. We've put a lot of work into, especially the conference room. We really get a lot of comments about that. We've got an interior brick wall and a fireplace, sliding barn doors, and it's going to be set up with all the IT and a big TV to be able to rent that room out and do presentations or have birthday parties and a number of different things in there. But we've got all state of the art. We've got the best equipment you can get for a coffee shop, and we can kind of brag that we've got the best bathrooms in Putnam County. So it's we put a lot of work and a lot of money into really having some nice rooms there.
Very excited to come see that. Does anybody else have any announcements to make? Yeah, Ryan?
Good morning. Wanted to share that this year we were JD Power and Associates. Every year they do a ranking on full service financial firms. And in 2019, we were ranked #1 for overall client satisfaction. Last year we were ranked #3. And then again, this year it was just announced that we made #1 again. So our clients have spoken and shared that what they think of us in relation to all the other firms, and I'm incredibly proud of that and honored as well. Just a huge accomplishment for us.
Thank you. So yeah, we are very fortunate to have Edward Jones Does anybody ever call you Edward?
Every once in a while it will slip as we're talking. It's funny.
Yeah, I find that really challenging when you have a name, but it's so memorable, and we're so lucky to have you here in town. All right. Dan.
Yeah, good morning. This is Dan Clare with Superior Energy Solutions in Ottawa.
You're extremely quiet. Can everybody hear you?
I don't know. Can you hear me now? No?
It's pretty quiet, but so speak loudly.
I'll come back.
Okay. And I am going to speak up on behalf of a couple of organizations that I represent. And I don't know if Pat wants to chime in on this. I belong to the Swiss Community Historical Society, and I don't have them on my agenda, but they are going to have tours by appointment out at the Schumacher homestead. So I want to make sure that everybody knows about that. That will begin June 1st. And if you visit swisshistorical.org, Susie Gratz's email and phone number are listed. The homestead is just beautiful. It is it's kind of a Zen experience out there. I recommend to get your own private tour. I think will be really, really special. So I would recommend everyone take a look at that. Any other announcements, Jessica? I see that you are doing a plant craft activity.
Part of our adult take and makes for May, we had a small plant take and make, so you could grow some basil at home. But we have a lot of activities either that people can join in online, or you can take them home and do them together as a family. And we have summer reading coming up in just a few weeks, so lots of exciting activities.
And I have signed the Scott family up for the May 20th trivia challenge. I want to throw down a gauntlet to anybody who would like to compete. I watched the Fred Steiner family compete against my neighbors, the Klingermans. It was very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, you can catch up on previous family trivia nights on our YouTube page, but they're just a blast to prepare for, and they're so much fun to watch. We're really enjoying getting those connective moments within the community. So excellent. Even if you just pop on to cheer on the family of your choice, I guess, the team that you support.
I want to announce for the Bluffton Center for Entrepreneurs that we are going to have an online event on Thursday, May 27th. Julia George of Black Hoof Title invited me to attend the Beantown BNI group in Lima. And with a 20-hour week schedule right now, I am not able to join the BNI, but I am incredibly impressed. And I've also visited the Ottawa BNI with Dan Clear. I visited a Lima BNI. These are really great groups where once a week you exchange referrals, provide information, help the people in your network group, and that could be 15 or 20 or more people. It's a networking group where you have assignments every week to do specific tasks, provide somebody with a phone number, give someone leads for their business. So Julia and I at 6 p.m. on May 27th are going to have a Zoom meeting with some of her fellow Beantown BNI members, and we're going to talk about how this networking opportunity can benefit your business. I think especially if you are providing a service, if you really have something that makes your business very distinct because of what you provide to your customer. I think a BNI is really a fantastic opportunity. So I'm looking forward to that very much. All righty. Yeah, Derek, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I just thought I should introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Derek. I'm with Putnam County Homecare and Hospice. And yeah, so I just started this week, so I thought I better introduce myself. And just nice meeting everyone, and I'm glad to be here. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, every month we invite everyone to make their member announcements. You can provide them in advance. You can provide them on the day of. And on Monday, I will be sending out our May update. So if you have specifics like a PDF file, if you have links, an email link, or a website link that you want me to include in your announcement, please provide those by noon on Monday at the latest, and then I can share all of that. All right. So does anybody have any questions about the farmers market, bike tune-ups? Hey, Steve, how did your free shredding day go? I should have been there and I didn't bring my stuff.
It went really well. I mean, we had, I don't know, 5 containers that we committed to that, and probably by 3 o'clock, we had filled those up, and it was, we had a good amount of stuff come in, so we may have to plan a little bit for some more next year. But, you know, with the pandemic and the doors and all that, we didn't know how many people would actually come in, but it was a good day. So we'll probably put that on the radar for next year again. Thanks.
Excellent, excellent. Very good.
Can Dan try again? I wonder if Dan could try again.
Well, I'm not, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All I can say is a miracle occurred because I don't know what I did. But at any rate, I kind of like Zoom meetings because it gives me an opportunity to show off a little bit of my solar projects that I'm working on. And this is one that we just finished over by Defiance, actually located on Power Dam Road, which is an awesome facility to go past if you've never had the opportunity. Power Dam is actually a power station on the, I believe it's the Auglaize River at that point. Provides power. The Bryan Municipal Power owns that facility now, and they actually produce power at that dam. It's an old facility, but it's still a working power dam. At any rate, this is located at a place called the Friends of Feline Rescue Center. So they actually work with cats, and it's quite a place. They've got a couple of different buildings that people live in, and they've got a couple, as in like 20 other small buildings that they do their thing with cats, and they've got peacocks and goats, and I mean, I got all kinds of, a couple horses, all kinds of animals out there. But it's a neat place. But at any rate, they decided to put solar in there to help them reduce their electric costs over time, and it's really a nice setup for them with 34 solar panels. And this will do about 40% of their electric usage. So they have a fairly large demand at that location. But it's just another location that has decided that solar is the right thing for them. And the tax credit's still available at 26% for this year and next year. So it's still a fourth of your project is paid for by the federal government. So provided you pay taxes. So if they're a nonprofit, it's not real advantageous for you there. But there's other ways to help you out as well. So if you're interested in solar, just give me a call. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Clear. Superior Energy Solutions. I was saying, don't forget to identify yourselves. Raymond, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I just saw one. I'm sure a lot of people know, but maybe not everybody, that there's a worldwide bicycle shortage. this pandemic. And we got our hands on quite a few bikes. We're pretty full. And I just want to let people know, if they want bikes this year, sooner's a lot better than later. If you have friends and that they can't find them, people are telling us they can't find them at the Walmarts and the Meijer and even other bike shops. So right now we have quite a few bicycles, but we are starting to run out of like certain sizes. So if people need stuff, let them know so they can, get them before they run out.
Thank you. Yes, it's I've been riding my bike for the last couple of weeks. It's been wonderful using the brand new bike rack at Town Hall. Feeling very lucky to have that option to have my bike be my commuter. No car for me this summer. The kids are using the cars.
Another thing that a lot of people don't know are the e-bikes. People are buying e-bikes like they're going out of style. And the neat thing about them, since you can go a little faster, people are running to the store and going to their friend's house and doing all kinds of things that they normally do in their car with their e-bikes. So since there's a lot less moving parts, it's a lot cheaper to run the e-bike. Then they get some exercise and some fresh air. So yeah, it's something to consider. And we do have a few e-bikes left, but we're running out pretty quick. But it is a fun way to go somewhere instead of with a car.
Tell us all what an e-bike is.
An e-bike is an electric assisted bike. So you pedal it and it takes you even faster. It's kind of like one of those the sidewalks you see at the airport where you walk, but the sidewalk even takes you faster. So if you're running 10 mile an hour, you could run 15, 20, up to 28 mile an hour on these e-bikes, depending on what class of e-bike you get.
But it's not just for that. That's great. Kind of a human battery hybrid.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it too, a lot of people when they're riding bikes, somebody's always faster than the other one. And then, maybe they get left behind or go longer. Yeah. And they could go longer too. So people want to do a certain mileage of a trail, but they're not really, in the shape to do that. With an e-bike, they can do that. And we found out that people are getting in better shape because they're going these longer and they're actually riding a longer period of time. So it's actually helping people to get in better shape too. So there's a lot of advantages to the e-bike that people don't know about. And we see a lot of couples get them, and every weekend they're going to go out and they're going to ride a different place with their two e-bikes, or maybe with their whole family.
That's fantastic.
I have a
Anybody
question.
else?
I have a question for Raymond also. I saw boxes outside your front door, and one of them, I can't remember the name on it, but it caught my eye because it came from a completely different country or something like that. There was two boxes out this week that I said, those are different boxes.
It might have been Colnago. They come from Italy. Some of them do.
Okay.
We carry those. We also carry a BMC, and they come from Switzerland, that's where they're out of. Most things are still made in Taiwan, but some things are actually made in those countries, usually the higher end stuff. So we are getting shipments in regularly, but it's not as much as we could get. So people are buying, we're selling a lot of them out of the boxes. So we're selling before we get them out of the box. So the good thing is we deal with lots of different names. So we're getting a few bikes from this company and a few bikes from that company. So we're getting in more bikes than a lot of bike shops can, just because we're hooked up a little bit better, but still not enough, it seems. And accessories and stuff are running out too. Like if you want a trailer bike or something like that, they're just hard to find. So it's easier to find them earlier on than later on in the year is what we found.
Raymond, I'll
And
do a
you-
little plug for you on the Keuneke. I had bought a Keuneke from them 3 or 4 years ago. It is by far the most quality bike I've ever been on, I've ever seen. So we're incredibly fortunate to have such a quality bike shop right here in Bluffton.
Yeah, we're one of 2 Keuneke dealers in the state. A lot of people consider Keuneke the best bike in the world. So, we've handpicked what we're carrying so the people around here can have nice product, and then they tend to ride it more. Wouldn't you agree, Ryan?
I don't know that I can say that lately. I've still got my COVID weight on. But yes, I definitely enjoy riding that way more than I did my old bike.
I'll second that notion as well. We got a Keuneke from Raymond and Liz 2 years ago, and we've got, for the couple of years, we've probably got a total of about 1,000 miles on that bike. And I've never done 1,000 miles before, but it's really been a good bike for me, and I really appreciate the support I get from Ray and Liz over there. So thanks.
You're very welcome. And Paula got a bike from us too and rides to work, right?
I do. I was going to say, and I was having a little bit, I do walk a lot. I was having a little bit of foot trouble, and on the bike, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can ride as much as I want, and I'm really loving it. And I had a vintage bike, and I ride much more now that I have a cruiser style, and I ride a lot more because it's more comfortable. It does the job really well.
Yeah, people are saying more and more, a lot of people are walking or starting to ride the bike. And it seems like it's even lower impact than walking from what I've heard. So if you have your knees hurting or something like that, you might want to try the bike. And Mitch got a new bike too, didn't you, Mitch? Like a run around town bike.
Yeah, which I have enjoyed quite a bit. Yeah, definitely I've got a bum knee, so definitely biking better than walking for me. So
I feel blessed to be a part of this community where everybody likes to ride bikes and are really enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't think it could be a better town to walk and ride in. So I just want to remind everybody, big soccer weekend this weekend, farmers market tomorrow morning. And I want to offer to people, I don't know if it applies to anyone here, but if you are a business open on Saturday morning and you tag the farmers market, I will share your post, promote the fact that we're doing business at the same time, and come shop at your store, come to the market, vice versa. Please let us know. Come to the library on Saturday morning, then go to the market. If you want to get a boost from our farmers market shoppers, just tag us by crazy on your post, and we can do some cross promotion. Any last comments before I let you guys go back to work?
I'm sorry, I've got one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not here officially as Bluffton and Bloom committee, but for the last couple of years, our committee has been working on ideas for the alley in between my building and the seal shop building. And we have everything on order to transform this alley into some additional seating for downtown and beautify it. So be looking for some more to come there, but it's going to look pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a couple of years in the making.
Fantastic. Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, downtown is looking really fantastic. The new gazebo on the Bluffton Presbyterian Church lawn, we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting for that on June 26th. They're going to have a concert there. Dave Sykes will be performing with a band. So if you want to join in the Discovery Day on June 26th, I'm thinking we need to have a tune into Bluffton theme. So if you want, are thinking something for your nonprofit or something to promote your business, a music theme would be great. I was suggesting you could even have like a passive thing where you could have a scavenger hunt. You could put things up in windows, on musical notes, perhaps. I saw a group this past weekend. It was from a Lima church, a bunch of high school students from a Lima church. They were asking me, hey, do you know when Bluffton was founded? You know, they had their paper and their pencils and they were doing a scavenger hunt. So if you're interested in, you know, participating in one of our discovery days, I think the sky's the limit. You just need a little imagination on how you can participate, and that could be a whole lot of fun. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I will be in touch with our May update on Monday. Feel free to send me PDFs, links, emails, phone numbers, anything that you want to share with our audience. And I will see you again on June 11th. Everybody have a great weekend.